Hey there! So many of you know I love video games. I like watching gameplays and sometimes I play few games myself. I guess you can say that I'm in the gamer squad of the internet, and like all other fellow gamers, I have games that really stuck with me since my childhood, and throughout the years my list with favorite games has gotten bigger. And today I will share it with you all. Before I start, I have to say a few things. Firstly, all of the games on my list are games that are story based and are games that I have watched a full gameplay of. And yeah, I know someone will ask, how dare you call yourself a gamer if you have never played these games? Look, not everyone can afford to buy a game on Steam on PlayStation 4 or 5. And thankfully, YouTube exists and there are plenty of games for all my fellas that can't buy a game but still want to enjoy them and talk about them in conversations. So, games that I play such as League of Legends, Minecraft, Genshin Impact also are not here. And second, to be honest, I can't say it's a list because I can't tell you which game is in first and which is in fifth place. It's more like a box where doesn't matter which game you pull out from it, I'll still say it's my favorite no matter what. So we're going to spin a wheel and the order of the games will be completely random. Until Dawn was released on August 2015 by Supermassive Games. What most stuck out for me was the way the game looked, the super real face expressions that were done with motion capture, and actual fun fact, the characters in the game look exactly like the motion capture actors, and as maybe some of you notice, Josh is portrayed by Rami Malek, the man who plays in Mr. Robot, The Night in the Museum films, and my favorite, Bohemian Rhapsody. From the gameplay side, the game has so many freaking choices. It actually features a butterfly effect system in which players have to make choices. And trust me, when you make a choice, there's no turning back, and that is because of the game's autosave system that prevents players from reloading a previous save file. So, if you make a bad choice, sorry mate, but you ain't going back to fix it. I'll summarize the plot because I don't want to spoil any of the good moments in the game. A group of teens spent the weekend in a ski lodge on the anniversary of their friend's disappearance, unaware that they were not alone. 1 year after the death and disappearance of twin sisters Hannah and Beth, 8 friends Mike, Matt, Chris, Emily, Ashley, Jessica, Josh, and Sam returned to the cabin in the mountains belonging to the parents of their friend Josh, brother of the missing sisters. Shortly after arriving, the friends realized that they may not be the only people in the mountain. And your goal is to survive in the mountain until dawn. During that time, you have to make really important choices that will determine which ending you will get, and there are few. You can try and keep all the characters alive, which gives you a good ending. If you kill a certain character, you will get a different ending too. Or you can say fuck it, kill everyone and get the worst ending. Overall, the game has 6 endings in total, and this gives the game so much replayability if you want to get all 6 of them, and that's what I really like about this game. After Until Dawn, Supermassive Games came back big time with the mind-blowing The Dark Pictures anthology, which contains House of Ashes, Little Hope, Man of Medan, and holy shit! These games are even better than Until Dawn. You can see how the studio improved over the years. I don't know how this trilogy slipped past by me when they came out, but don't worry, I will change that and watch all of the three games, which will take a long ass time. Oh my god, these games have even a co op mode. Inscription is a roguelike deck building game developed by Daniel Mullins and released on October 19, 2021. And your girl was hyped as fuck. I was so excited to watch one of my favorite YouTubers play it. I like this game not only because it gives me Yu-Gi-Oh vibes, but mixed with spookier stuff. Heck, there is even a Yu-Gi-Oh reference somewhere at the end of the game. But because this game is a part of a big ass ARG game made entirely by this man here. And trust me, the ARG is complicated as fuck. I recommend you watch a video how did people manage to solve this ARG, because sadly it ended, and now if you want to know what happened you have to watch a YouTube video about it. The basic plot of Inscription is the vlogger Luke Carter, named the Luke Carter Online, films himself opening booster packs of collectible card games shown as found footage throughout the Inscription. But that's only the surface and the story goes much deeper. Unfortunately, I can't tell you more because before I even start working on this video, I promised myself not to go too deep on stuff so I don't spoil something, and just because I want you guys to experience these games on your own. But yeah, Inscription is a small game, but it's full of mysteries, and I can't wait to see what Daniel Mullins and his team has in store for future games. This is the baby in the box. This game is so new. Literally, it came out March this year and it really quickly became one of my favorite games. First of all, the game is set in Tokyo, Japan, but full of Japanese culture, mythology and legends. And the weeb that I am, it quickly caught my eye, and maybe it's just me, but I get a lot of Doctor Strange vibes, and maybe that's from the way that the fight mechanic works, because you use these elemental spirit powers in order to fight. So you play as Akito, whose attempt to visit his hospital-bound sister Mary gets interrupted by a nefarious fog, the corruption, which turns Tokyo into a literal ghost town. When a car accident nearly kills Akito, the spirit of a supernatural detective named KK possesses him. He grants him spiritual-based powers to help him combat the evil entities summoned by Hanya. By the way, Hanya is the man responsible for bringing the spirit realm and the human realm together, and for the creation of the deadly fog. And he has these minions that are basically dead bodies with trapped spirits inside them. At first, Akito and KK don't get along. Like, KK wants the body, and Akito is like, nah man, fuck off, this is my body. But as the game progresses, the two get closer, they start to open up to each other, and we learn about KK's backstory and how lonely he felt. Near the end of the game, when you have to fight again against KK's dead body, we learned how much our two protagonists have grown and that KK have realized he's not alone anymore. Sadly, the one thing I don't like about this game is the ending. It was a bit rushed and kinda unfinished for me. Now I will talk about the ending of the game, so spoiler warning and skip here if you don't want to know how the game ends. After the boss fight, Mary unfortunately dies and the ghost of her and Akito's parents come to take her to the spirit realm, and Akito has to continue on without her. And here is where I got mad at the game, because the separation between KK and Akito was really bad. I imagine it to be this emotional scene where the two talked about their adventure and KK thanking Akito for showing him that there are people who care about him. They could probably have a fist bump, a high five, or fuck it, even a hug, but nope, the ending didn't give that even. Don't get me wrong, I love the game, just the ending needs a little fixing. There is a prequel to the game called Ghostwire Tokyo The Corrupted File, where we get more backstory to KK and his team, and I do recommend watching or playing it after you've done with the main game.
They like to roll the dice. By chance they came on a devil's game, and gosh, they paid the price.
Yes, Cuphead is one of my favorite games because of few reasons. First is the art style of the game. It just brings me back to my childhood, and the amount of work the creators put into the art style and animation is just amazing. Second of all, the story is simple and yet so pleasing and fun. Basically, you play as Cuphead and along with your brother Mugman get yourself in trouble with the devil because you lost in a casino game. If you want to keep your soul, then you need to give him soul contracts that you get by fighting and winning against the bosses around the game world, and he may spare you. The third reason why I like this game is because it has a fucking multiplayer, baby! Yes, you can get to play with your buddy as Cuphead and Mugman, and that's exactly what me and my best friend did. We played it on my computer with her using the keyboard and me using my brother's PlayStation 4 controller because we didn't have two at the time, but it was so fun. We beat many bosses and we had a lot of fun playing, and it was a great thing to spend time while waiting for the boiling hot summer sun to go down so we can go out. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the end of the game, but I do know how it ends. Simply, you have two endings. A bad one, where you join the devil and you give him your soul, and the good one, where you fight him, defeat him, and get rid of all the soul contracts. I recommend playing this game with a friend because it's more fun and you can save each other if one of you dies during a fight. Oh boy, Sally Face. This game was one of the reasons why I started drawing in the first place. If you ask me why, I can say it's probably because I really like the art style of the game, which fits perfectly with its story and theme. Sally Face is a game that came out in episodes, and every episode has its own amazing plot that makes the story even more awesome. I don't want to spoil the game for you, so I'll sum up quickly episode 1, and I hope you get interested in it so you can go check it out. So, in the first episode, Strange Neighbors, Sal and his father move into an apartment filled with odd tenant and unfortunate crime scene. In the episode, you meet your best pal, Larry Johnson. Later, in the other episodes, Sal meets Ashley Campbell, Todd Morrison, and dickhead Travis Phelps, who I don't know why Sal would want to be friends with. I have to admit, I don't have any of my old drawings of Sal. I do remember some really bad drawings of him and the other characters, but they are lost to time and I have no idea where they are. Maybe after I'm done with this video, I'll draw some Sally Face characters. Finally, we have arrived at the game that started this whole box of favorite games. This game brings me way back in 2015, the time I started exploring YouTube on my own. I still remember the YouTuber from who I watched the game. It was a Bulgarian YouTuber because back then my English wasn't that good and I didn't know English YouTuber in general. So I had no other choice. I went back to watch this YouTuber's video on Prototype and oh boy, they weren't that good. The game's audio was so low that I could barely hear it without my headphones, and the YouTuber wouldn't stop talking during the cutscenes, which is a big no-no. No idea how little old me watched this, but that didn't stop the game from becoming my first favorite game. Prototype is an open world action adventure game developed by Radical Entertainment, and it was published in 2009, 5 years after I was born. So the plot of Prototype is huge, so I'll try to summarize it as best as I can. So, you play as Alex Mercer, who wakes up in a morgue in the basement of Gentech, a genetic engineering company based in Manhattan, sending a pair of scientists that were just about to perform an autopsy on him. Alex escapes and witnesses the scientists being gunned down by military operates. Alex is discovered and attacked. He survives bullets being fired into his chest and leaps over a wall to safety. He soon discovers he now possesses powerful shape-shifting abilities and he can change his body into anyone. Going hand in hand with this power is his ability to consume others, absorbing them entirely. This progress allows Alex to quickly regain health by absorbing the biomass of his enemy. Here comes the thing that I like about this game. You fucking play as the antagonist and protagonist at the same time. You are the good guy because you are trying to stop the virus from spreading, and Alex does love his sister very much. But that's all. The other 80% of the game, you fight with infected people and soldiers try to kill you every step of the way. You kill and consume said soldiers in order to gain information from their memories. And you are consuming normal civilian people to heal yourself or to go undercover so you can bypass zones full to the brim with soldiers. Besides, you aren't really trying to stop the virus. You're just trying to contain it in New York, to control it. After all, Alex is something less than human, but also something more. In short, you team up with your sister to stop the virus that infected you from spreading out beyond New York, and after you manage that, the city starts to slowly recover. I know someone will say, "Hey, I think you forgot about Prototype 2. Yes, there is a sequel to the game, but I didn't really like it because you don't continue Alex's story or play as him at all. And my man became a secondary character, and for some reason, he became a generic villain, which fucks up his whole character from the first game." There are many videos on the topic why did Prototype 2 failed, and I highly recommend you go watch them if you want to know more. Overall, the game is not the best, but nonetheless it's a part of my childhood and I just love it for its pros and cons. I would say go play the first game if you see it on sale, and if it's in a bundle of the two games and it's cheap, go get it, why not? These two games are here because one of my friends, and that is this guy right here. I don't know how, but he managed to explain to me the story in short, and I got really interested, so I found gameplays of the two games, and in the span of 2 weeks, I binge watched them. So the story goes as follows. You play as Aloy, who is cast out from the Nora tribe at birth and raised by a fellow outcast named Ross. As a child, Aloy obtains a focus, an augmented reality device that gives her special perspective abilities, and she gets curious about her origin. When she comes of age, Aloy takes part in a ritual called the Proving. She wins the competition, but the Noras are attacked by a masked cultist, and Ross sacrifices himself to save Aloy from their leader. Later on in the story, you meet Silence, and with him, you discover the fate of the Old Ones, and you learn about Gaia, who is an artificial intelligence that controls Project Zero Dawn. Basically, Gaia's purpose is to develop a countermeasure to deactivate the Pharaoh robots. So the Pharaoh robots are machines that were created for the sole purpose of war. The Old Ones lost control over them, and that's bad because they could self-replicate and consume biomass, and they overran the planet and consumed the biosphere, stripping Earth of life. So Gaia is created so she can rebuild the Earth's biosphere once the planet was habitable again, and Gaia's next goal was to reseed life on Earth based on stored DNA and teach the first human clones not to repeat their predecessors' mistakes. But one of Gaia's subsystem, Hades, wants to send a signal to the Pharaoh robots and destroy Earth once more. So at the end of the game, you battle with Hades, and Aloy goes on a journey to Sobek's old home. And by the way, Sobek is the woman that Aloy looks identical to her, finding her corpse and mourns her predecessor. This is a nice ending, but we wouldn't have Forbidden West, so a mysterious plague starts killing all that it infects, so Aloy and her friends journey to the Forbidden West to find a way to stop it. I think I managed to squeeze around 40 plus hours of gameplay into this segment, and I hope I did it okay. I can't forget to mention how beautiful these games look, especially Forbidden West. It took Guerrilla's game 5 years to create this game, and I can say it was worth the wait. The cooler thing is that the story of Horizon is not done. There will be a third game, which I suspect will be the last one, and yeah, we will wait a long time for it to come out, but I'm sure it will be just as amazing as the other two. Hey there, Future Moon here. So I messed up big times and I missed one of my favorite games while I was making the script, so I'll put it here right before the end. So those who know the Ace Attorney franchise may ask me how from 6 full games did I manage to pick one which is my favorite. Now, I can go on and on why me and my besto friendo Frostwing like this game so much, but this video is long enough, so I'll just say that this game in the Ace Attorney universe introduced a new generation of lawyers and prosecutors. It gave a fresh start to the new trilogy back at the time, and overall it gave a really interesting storyline for the main protagonist of the game, Apollo Justice, and his companion Trucy. It also puts the main character Phoenix Wright of the previous game trilogy as a secondary character and developed him even more. Just to add, I really like the character designs. That's why I can't stop drawing them behind the scenes. Last but not least is the game that me and my friend Nikki can't stop talking about once we start. The game that actually inspired me to start drawing comics, Little Nightmares. I'll be brief because some of the people here who follows me for a while knows that I made a whole video dedicated to this game, and I recommend you watch it because I talked more about it there. In short, the game's dark style and mystery are the things that I love about it, and of course, the characters. I swear I have my eyes on a jacket that looks similar to Mono's, and if I save up money and buy it, I will be cosplaying as this little guy. Actually, oh my god, I can ask my friend if she would like to cosplay 6 with me. That would be really cool actually. If you see these two games on sale as a bundle, go get them. I'm sure you will like them. And that's the end of this video. This took a long ass time to make due to the fact that I was really busy in school most of the time. Sometimes I didn't have the motivation for anything, and I apologize for that. I hope you liked this video. It was really fun going back into memory lane searching for the reasons why I like all of these games. I'm interested if any of these games are your favorite too, so don't be shy and tell me in the comments who are your favorite games and why. And who knows, maybe I'll check them out in the future. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and I will see you soon. Later, Gators! Okay, I hope everything went well. This thing really fucked up the equipment. God damn it, that's it, I'm calling my brother. We need help fixing this.